one is much better?
I don't
Which
care
one
right
do you
now. I
prefer
have
most?
zero expectations because my team went to Oklahoma. They stole it from us.
It's normal if you don't care
We are
because you know what
streaming.
the NBA player there is no no match right now because they are in the pause. There is no match right now. There is no playoff because of the pandemic. So it's normal if you take a nap if you don't care.
No, but see, I'm old enough to remember. I followed Boston and the Lakers with back in the 1980s, and my wife is from the Boston area, so I do like the Celtics. I do like every Boston team, but I follow all the teams that are in Seattle, the Seattle area,
Wow.
because that's where I'm from.
Even if
And so I'm a Seattle Seahawk fan and begrudgingly a Mariner fan. And we will have hockey here next year. And but I've been watching sports all my life, and so I remember when there weren't so many teams. And I remember, oh yeah, I remember before. I remember when. Hmm, way before. I mean, I remember 50 years ago or more. I watched. Uh, now, at one time when people played basketball, they would make a basket in the basket, and then they would go to center court again, and they would do a jump ball. That's in the old days. You could read that in history, and then and then now, they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So even football has changed in my lifetime. So I remember when we didn't have a 3-point shot in basketball. I remember we didn't have that. And I remember when Wilt the Stilt shot 100 points in a game when he was with Philadelphia, with the Warriors. Good old days. So,
wow. And how about the NFL sports?
yes, I'm a Seahawk fan.
As you know, we don't have the sports in our country, just relating in America. Am I right? So
Yes.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'm just watching on the TV, like, oh, NFL, and I have a dream. I want to play NFL, the
Yeah.
NFL. I want to participate because I don't have friends who play it. I don't have friends who can, I don't know, but that's it. So I'm just like, just a dream.
Yeah. Leo, do you have a
But I
favorite NFL?
like
Do you have a
NFL,
favorite
watching
NFL team?
NFL especially
Do you have a favorite NFL
because
team?
the the truth is I'm just watching a show, but I don't care
Yes.
who is this and who is this and who is this side. I don't care. I'm just
Okay.
watching.
Now,
Yeah,
I
you know
have
what I
one
mean.
more question for you. Who is your favorite quarterback in NFL?
Uh, it's okay. So when I watch NFL, there is some show like just for the university around America. And then when I watch the NFL sports, it's like those for example for example university from Boston versus a
Oh,
university from
college football.
another university.
Like
Yeah,
college football.
that is the example. Yes, it's an inter high school or
Oh,
inter
yes, I understand. It's fun to watch non-professional sports. Yes.
university competition. Yes, yeah.
I'm a
And,
Huskies fan, purple and gold.
and right now I study at the University America at the BYU Idaho. That's why I have this idea to that I want to play NFL because I follow them and the TV. Then I support them, my classmate at the BYU Idaho, like just something like that.
It's not easy because my nephew, by marriage, he was training for football, and he was good in college, and then he went to the NFL, and he didn't make it. He only ended up in preseason, and then he left. Now he's happy doing other things, and he will have a long life instead of a life in football. That's what happened to him.
I see.
It's not
Yeah.
easy to get into professional football.
Yeah.
So we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, and this will go away, and then I will start it again, and then I'll have Erdi to be host again, so we can put it all over the place because we have so many people here today. We have a big party, and it's so fun, and so when we come back. Um, um, we will maybe talk about something besides sports. But if you want to talk about sports or anything else, for example, it's very warm in Russia right now, up in the upper 30s right now, and the Arctic is on fire, and where I live, it's cooler than normal. So the weather all over the world is very strange right now. So I find that fascinating. Maybe the sun is doing something. Solar flares or something right now. So we can talk about many different things. So
Teacher, actually, nowadays it is upper than 40 degrees
yes, more than
outside
body
here.
temperature.
It's
That is over 100 degrees
mhm.
in American Fahrenheit. 40 is very warm. His body temperature is 37.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hi.
friends. Sorry, friends, our time is run out, but mm, we do not end, and just when the chat will end, just come back again.
Just come back in. Less than a minute. We'll come back in. I'll press the magic button, and then we'll all come back in. Okay?
It's the same link, the same idea, and
Same
the same
link.
Yeah,
Everything
password.
the same.
use the
Yeah.
same link.
Yeah.
1 minute left.
Less than 1 minute.
It like around 30 seconds.
Yeah. We say aloha oi, aloha oi, until we meet again. I used to live in Hawaii. Just like Teacher Tim, we used to live in the islands, in the Sandwich Islands.
Hello, Julie.
Hello, Julie.
Hello, Teacher Oji. Hello, Teacher Chris.
Thank you for being here. This is a fresh start, and
Yes.
right now.
Yes, nice to meet you too. How are you today?
Very good, very good. And we have Leo back.
Yes. And when did you leave?
No, because I only my feed only lasts 40 minutes at a time.
Yes, that's nice. And can you tell me about yourself?
Excuse me?
Can you tell me about yourself?
Oh, I am a very old person, about ready to die, and I hope I have another 30 years left. And I am not an English teacher. I just speak English, and I've been on Webtalk for about a month and a half, and I met IEG, uh, Innovative Innovative English Global, and I'm connected with all of them. And I practice English just like everybody else. And I'm learning English as much as everybody else here because just because I've been using English for most of my life, my English gets better every day by using it, just like everybody else. So, in fact, I'm kind of losing my voice right now because I was on a class this morning, 12, 13, 14 hours ago, and I spent many hours with some friends at that time. So, but I'm very, very happy that I can engage with all of you. This is the future of Web Talk right here, where we get together and we're like one big happy family. And we are around a virtual table where we're face to face and sharing our ideas and engaging and English is a natural process, like Teacher Tim says. It's a natural thing where we just simply speak how we feel and share what we like to share. And I would rather have us just share our conversation for the 40 minutes or more than asking you questions of this or that or the other, because English language is a natural thing where we could sit down and share ourselves, because that's the best way to use the English language, is to share who we are and what we know, and and even our English language that is very limited, it's perfectly okay, because I'm learning other languages too, so I know exactly how you all feel when a language is not your own language, it's a second or third language, and you have difficulty, because I have difficulty with other languages. So I understand exactly what you are experiencing, but with other languages. So I really I have empathy with all of you about what is going on. So please, I'm opening up to everybody. Like we were just talking about that it's over 40 degrees centigrade Celsius in Russia right now. And where I am, it's cooler than normal. And many people who share English for the first time, like even here in America, for people who do not know each other, says, okay, Chris, well, it's hot today. It's the weather's not too good. It's been raining all day. Oh, my body aches. I'm getting old, and I've been to the hospital last week, and my doctor gave me some pills, and my pills aren't working, and I'm very angry, and I have to go to the pharmacy, and I have to get more pills. They didn't get my prescription right. So on and so forth. people my own age like to talk about how uncomfortable we are. Blah 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 blah. Or like Teacher Tim would say, quack 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 quack. So
Yes,
I'm going
teacher
to
Tim
get
is
my,
fun.
I'm going to get myself. I have water here. I'm going
Uh-huh.
to drink a little water,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
going to have other people share.
Take
Please do.
yourself
You're
comfortable.
welcome.
Mhm. Teacher Chris, while you are having uh, water, I want to
It's too late. I
introduce
have it already.
Mohammed. Mhm.
Yes,
Mohammed,
go ahead.
uh-huh. Please
Yeah.
introduce yourself to our
Okay.
friends.
Mohammed
Firstly,
Silla.
hello to all of you. I think I'm new and it's such a shock. I mean, because one of my friends contacts me to say that you can contact with the native speakers. Of course, I'm interested in learning new languages as well. So I'm just joining this live stream. I mean, just to practice my English and just taking advantage from you guys, and that's it. And my name is Muhammad, and I am 21 years old, and I am student at university at English department. And I'm glad to talk to you here with you.
Thank you so much. Actually, uh-huh. Hello, hello, Mohammed. Uh-huh. Actually, it is Teacher Chris's chat, and please, Teacher Chris, take your rights.
We have teacher Tim here from Thailand, who is my numero uno mentor. Numero uno is Spanish for number one. Of course,
Yeah.
I don't put him on a pedestal because if you put somebody on a pedestal, you keep them higher than you are. That means that you have expectations about them. So it's a good idea to have zero expectations in everything in life. So life will become easier. So you just live life naturally and at ease. For example, I learned a new word the other day, and it's an Italian noun. It's called prezzatura, which is a term which means you are not forcing your language. It is natural. You're not showing that you are forcing it. So, for example, let's say you have difficulty with English, but when you speak it, you don't show that it's forced, and you show that you are relaxed. So you use sprezzatura, which is you're not showing that you're forcing the English. It's in a relaxed way, and that's what I'd like everyone here to relax, have fun, listen, speak, enjoy yourself, and don't worry about what's coming out of your mouth. Anything here is perfectly okay.
Okay, teacher Chris, I have a question. We need something to avoid. I mean, to avoid making mistakes. Sometimes while we are making mistake and somebody else making kidding us about our mistakes, and you know that mistakes is a new opportunity to us to learn new things. So if you mind to say something about making mistakes.
I make mistakes all the time, so I don't worry about it. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. So when we're here in this class, it is not really a class. It's an opportunity to just speak how we feel. And so we do not focus on mistakes, or because I almost made a mistake, but I corrected it, but I don't care. I don't care if I make a mistake or not, because that's how a natural English is. Because when I was a young boy, I made mistakes with English because I only knew a few words, and now I know more words. I learn more words every day, like the Italian word strezzatura, which means to be relaxed and not force myself in anything I do. So if we just relax and not worry about mistakes, stop having the noise inside our head saying, "Oh my goodness, I just said something wrong. Oh, I feel bad. I am frozen in thought." Here, it's okay because we all learn all the time. So it's not like in a classroom where the teacher says, "Muhammad, no, 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 you said it wrong. I'm here to correct you." No, I don't do that in this class. This is a conversational class where we experience real time, live conversation because that is the method I use when we all get together. So don't worry about mistakes. Abdur,
Thank you, sir. And I have another question.
please
All now,
go ahead.
as all we
Go
know
ahead.
that practice makes better, of course.
Yes.
Practice makes better, as you know that we are non-native speakers. So the most, the most effective way to improving your English is just speaking. And in our country, most of us in our country, finding a native speaker is not available. Is not
Yes.
seldom. So what's your suggestion for us while you are free
To
and
speak with each other, because you do not have to depend on finding a native speaker to practice your English, because you could even practice it with yourself. For example, Abdur is here and he's listening, and we work together at times, and then and I remind Abdur, for example, is he has given me a resume, and I help him with the resume. So it is good for me to read his resume, but also speak what he has written out loud so I could hear it in a different way. So if you're by yourself, you could take an English book or anything, a magazine or on a screen, and read out loud to yourself. It's like speaking, and that helps too. So when you're alone, you have opportunities to you can pretend that you're two different people. Something, be creative, because the best way to speak English is to speak English, even if there's not a native speaker around.
okay, Mr. Chris, and another question is I have so many people asks us about what's the best way for learning English, and it faces us daily. So what's your suggestion for us if someone asks us about what's the best way of learning English? So what's the good answer
A
for
good
it?
answer is me asking you a question is, what would you think is the best way for you to improve your English?
Of course, right. We
Give me
don't have
idea.
any
Give me
regular
idea
way.
what is best for you right now. How would you like to engage in English? You focus on something that you like to learn. Like I was speaking with a friend this morning, and we spoke for 3-4 hours, and we were focusing on what they were interested in. And when we got to know each other better, we were talking about the person's job, and the person's life in that job. And in that 3-4 hours you were together, that person's English was improving minute by minute. So I would suggest that you find an activity where you involve your English speaking in something that you like. Because I cannot tell you how to improve your English. I cannot tell anyone how to improve it because it's self-confidence, and you find something that you like to do in your own language, and then do it in English instead. Say it in it. Find something that you like in your own language, but try it with English instead. How about that?
You mean surround ourselves with English?
Yeah, yes, but okay. Find some activity that you normally do with your own language, but instead do it with English.
Okay, for example,
that's my suggestion.
For example, changing your songs to English instead your own language.
Yeah, it's like a game. It's like I went to school in Denmark and everybody spoke Danish. And so I had to speak Danish like everybody else. And it was difficult the first 3-4 months. And then that's it. So, for example, hello. So you can pretend you're in an environment that you're only allowed to speak English for one day. Everything that you do, you're thinking English, you're speaking English, you're writing English. Just pretend. Imagine. Just imagine for one 24-hour period. Everything you do is like in English. Or even pretend that you are a native speaker. Use your imagination. Play with it. Be creative. Because your imagination can bring you so many wonderful things. And so play with it. Play with it like a friend. Pretend that your friend is the English language and you just get to know it as a friend, like an invisible playmate.
Okay, Mr. Chris, what about the accents, if you say something about it?
Well, everybody has a unique accent. Like I have an accent. I can tell that Teacher Tim is from Pennsylvania because he's from the eastern part of the country. So everybody has a unique accent. So if you speak English the way you do now, that's okay. It is perfectly perfect. See, I have trouble speaking sometimes. It's perfectly okay to speak in your accent. But if, like, for example, if you want to be a broadcaster on Al Jazeera America, or you want to, because I've been in broadcasting where, you have to speak clearly. So it's really up to you, because I can change my accent anytime I want. But in class, I try to speak the accent that I've had all my life. But it's hard, because when I listen to all of you, once in a while, I start sounding like Mr. Webtalk or somebody else because of the cadence, the rhythm, the speech. So it's hard for me sometimes to speak the way I do naturally. But I'm working on it. Any questions? Mohammed, you have a question away, all you like. If anybody else has any questions, please.
А чё так, может, был...
Sir, one more.
Yes.
How to think in English, for example, you mind while you are living. I mean, how to think in English. What's the best way to think in English?
Are you thinking, I'm asking you,
I mean,
are you thinking in English right now?
Of course, right, yeah.
Okay.
While you are surrounded, you are
Yeah.
surrounded with yourself with those people who are interested in English. Of course, you think in English. But while you are living with, I mean, your family and your country, so in that time you don't think in English. So we just wanted to know that was the best way to avoiding to thinking in our country and avoiding to, I mean, to think in English easily without thinking a lot.
It's not true. It's not true because, for example, if I think too much, because I think all the time, the thinking happens all the time, 24/7, 365, all the time. And so sometimes I just turn the volume down. It reminds me of my father saying, Chris, you have to turn the volume down. So thinking happens all the time. So sometimes I just have to turn the volume down inside my head and let it rest, let it play.